Welcome to my channel. I'm April and today we'll be doing a peachy makeup look. Alright, so we'll get started here first. I don't have any makeup on my face. I do have sunscreen on. I do have this Obagi SPF 50. This one is awesome, and I'm not sponsored, by the way, but I'm not sponsored by anybody. That sunscreen is the best that I've used, and it's a perfect first layer before you do any of your makeup, or if you just don't wear any makeup. That's my favorite sunscreen. Don't buy it online, that's my recommendation, because there are a lot of fakes out there, and only authorized sellers are allowed to sell Obagi products. So usually I'll just go to their website and see what like plastic surgeon office or med spa, wherever they sell it, is at. Okay, so we'll get started here, and the first thing that I'll be doing the base layer and then all the crazy eyeshadows, everything, just to give that peachy look. Okay, so I'll start with this wet sponge first, and I'll be using this under eye product. You can place the under eye concealer under your eyes and also for a little extra coverage on any other blemishes. I also like this foundation. I use shade 140 Ivory Neutral, and this one's great. I do have dry, acne prone skin, which is weird. Usually acne prone goes with oily a lot of times, but I do have very dry skin that's sensitive and acne prone, which has always been a struggle, but this foundation has worked the best. I typically start blending from the center of my face, blending outward toward the outside, and I even get the jawline and parts of my neck along with the hairline as well. So after foundation and under eye concealer, I just like to go over kind of more rough spots with this. It's Makeup Forever rubbed off. It's just a concealer. It's very thick, full coverage concealer, and this shade, I think it was shade number 4, also rubbed off. It's again like a neutral sort of beige color. So at this point, I like to do a under eye setting powder. This one is by Becca, and it's called Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder. This really helps. I do get weird like lines where my bottom lashes are, so this helps avoid any of that. So now I like to do lip liner. So I use this lip stain, and I think it's CoverGirl, it rubbed off, but I'll link it below. Keep in mind that with lip liner, less really is more. I begin with the V on my upper lip, and then I do the bottom, and then I go all the way around, and I smudge it all in at the end. So next we'll start with eyeshadow. I just grabbed an eyeshadow brush and this Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow. And this color is called Starlight. I also do like to use this Marc Jacobs palette, and I don't know what it's called. I guess it's called Flamboyant 800. I just like the case. That's kind of what caught my attention with it, but it's got all these pretty colors. I do like to use this first one just to brighten up parts of the eye.
Here you want to get the inner corners brightened up and also little parts of the bottom lid as well.
I also do like this palette I got at CVS. It's kind of beat up. You can tell Milani. It's in Pure Passion #4, and it's got the third color there. I think it's called Lust and Luminous. It's a really nice peachy color just to overlay over the other one. Now I just go with this eyeliner by Marc Jacobs on the inner upper lid. And this wet Revlon liquid black liner, I'll just go over the top lid and make a very minimal cat eye.
Remember to be patient with yourself when it comes to liquid liner. It's not for beginners, but what you can do is follow your lash line and just extend a tiny tip at the end. I tend to start in the middle of my lid and go outwards, and then I fill in the inner part.
Next, I like to do some contouring. So this Kevin Aucoin, this powder is a very nice neutral brown that kind of really creates a real shadow. So I like to use this kind of brush for it. And just want to chisel out the jawline and the cheekbones and also a little bit of the nose.
Contouring and sculpting are probably my favorite parts of doing makeup. It can really enhance your face and make it look like you have a slimmer face. So just go along your jawline and make sure to blend, blend, and blend, because the last thing you want is a visible line. You want to create an illusion of a shadow here, and you want to enhance your natural cheekbones, jawline, and the bridge of your nose.
So next, I like to use this Bare Minerals Warmth as my bronzer just to like warm everything up and give me a nice glow.
When contouring and bronzing your face, you want to literally draw the number 3 on your face, starting with your forehead, the middle part of the 3 being your cheekbone, and your jawbone being the bottom. So literally just follow that path on each side of your face and you should be fine.
So I like to use some blush to have a peachy look, and I do use NARS in Orgasm, and this is so beat up I lost the lid, but it still works just fine. And over it, I do use this Dior highlighter, and I kind of mix between these 3 colors to highlight just because this one's more of like a bronzer. And my favorite's probably this one because it seems like it's the finest shimmer out of the 3, but they're all beautiful. So I need to do my eyebrows next, and I like this pencil from Benefit, precisely my brow pencil in the shade. Oops. The shade is, I don't know, but it is a very, very light brown. I like to do my brows a little lighter, just because they're already dark themselves. So, yep, I'll just fill them in with this.
So the goal here with your eyebrows is to follow your natural shape. And when you follow your natural shape, don't go too harshly, but make sure that the tips are darker than the inner corner of your eyebrows. I like to also brush out my brows, and then once they're brushed out, I just like to go over them, and here I'm doing the other one. And my eyebrows tend to be short, so I do extend the tips outward just a little bit more than natural.
After I fill them in, I like to use this brow gel. It says 24-hour brow setter by Benefit. It's just clear and it really like makes them look so much neater. And then I like to highlight them a bit with this highbrow stuff right by Benefit, but you could also use a lighter shade concealer to kind of make your eyebrows pop.
Here I'm highlighting the brow and I'm cleaning it up with a concealer brush to make them pop even more.
Okay, so mascara is next. I use Superhero by It Cosmetics. So next I like to do lips last, and I have a couple lipsticks I may mix. This first one is, so these are by MAC. It's Pervette, okay. Anyway, it's like a light pinkish peach color, and the other one has more shimmer to it, and it's called High Strung.
Here I'm just using a peachy pink lipstick mixed with another one, and on top of it I'm using a clear lip gloss.
And my finishing touch is just with some setting powder. And I don't use a whole lot in the winter, mostly in the summer, but this will just kind of set some spots that can get greasy. Okay, and there you have it, ladies. This is just a peachy daytime look. And I'll put my hair back down. So there you go. There's the peachy daytime look. It's pretty basic and simple, and it's just kind of a fresh look that I think will work for pretty much anything. I actually do go out at nighttime like this as well when I don't want to wear really kind of like dramatic makeup or anything. But I'll be adding some darker eyeshadow here in a moment so you can see like a kind of different look. Alright, so let's just add a little bit of a smoky eye to make it more of a more nighttime glamorous feel. Use one of these darker colors.
So the goal here is to get the darker shades on the outer corners and smudge them in toward the inner part of your eye. And you can also go a little bit on the lower lid, but I try not to go too much darkness on the lower lid because you can end up looking kind of like a sleepy raccoon. And that's not really the look that we're going for here.
Okay, so there you have it, ladies. That's just a 2.5 minute edition that totally changes your look from day to night. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions or any comments, anything else you'd like to see, and thank you guys so much.